hostess, and this here may be tough to you. Snack cake to me, yeah, more hostess. This been overdue forever. Asked me when it was dropping, said never. Should've made you cut the feta, but I designed it Freemason Margiela.
What's goody, Shellitronnn here, the most spoke, no joking. I'm back at again with a brand new video, and I'm gonna keep it a Bowberry biscuit. I had planned to do this video a few days ago over the weekend, but I thought, you know what, I'm gonna take a break. And after the weekend passed, I thought to myself, you know what, that was probably a bad idea. I mean, free agency starts up on the 13th, but it really worked out that I didn't because there were a ton of moves made all around the NFL today. This is Monday, I'm recording this. This might come out on Tuesday the 12th, but there were so many moves that happened today around the NFL for free agency. It blew my mind. Like, there are so many deals that happened today. I'm sure you haven't seen most of them. I'm just going to go over a few of these real quick before I get to my top 5 free agent picks for the Carolina Panthers. Let's start on defense. Strong safety Landon Collins just got a 6-year, $84 million deal with $45 million guaranteed. This is crazy for a lot of reasons. First off, this is cornerback money. This is a safety getting corner money. $84 million, $45 million guaranteed, a 6-year deal. When was the last time you saw a safety get 6 years on their deal? I can't remember the last player on an edge rusher or a quarterback to get 6 years on a deal, let alone an in-the-box safety who cannot cover. Landon Collins cannot cover deep. He got burnt up and down the field just last year. But he went to the Redskins, and the Redskins are known for being off-season warriors. These guys are off-season champions every single year. Snyder just loves throwing out money. I really do want to see how this works out because Landon Collins is going from one team in the NFC East to another team in the NFC East, and now the Redskins have both the highest paid corner in the league and the highest paid safety in the league. Another safety, Kenny Vaccaro, got a 4-year, $26 million deal with $11.5 million guaranteed. Another guy, Eric Weddle, who I did a video on, got a 2-year, $12.5 million deal. And if you ask any Ravens fan at all, or if you watched any Ravens games last year, you know just how washed, just how done Eric Weddle is. The man could not cover. He lost a step, and he was getting absolutely trucked by each and every running back. He had a lot of heart. I mean, he got in front of all of them. He stepped up and said, you know what, I'm going to take this hit, and I'm going to try to bring you down. And he did try. He tried. Eric Weddle, he tried, but he got trucked a lot. He's kind of old. He has a cool beard, so I mean, I guess he's kind of like marketable, I guess. I don't know. But he was not good last year. And a 2-year, $12.5 million deal for him does not make me feel all that confident for the Panthers going into this free agency period looking for a safety. These guys set the market, and they set it very high as middle-of-the-road kind of guys. I'm not sure if any of these guys are actually better than, you know, some of the guys I'm going to be naming on my list for the top 5 players I want to see. So we might be having to spend a little bit of money to get the guys I'm thinking of, but we'll get to that in a minute. There's a linebacker, Quan Alexander, got 4 years, $54 million with $27 million guaranteed. Defensive end, Brandon Graham, got a 3-year, $40 million deal. Defensive tackle Malik Jackson got a 3-year, $30 million deal. And we need a defensive end and could use another defensive tackle more for depth reasons, but we saw last year how a depth guy sometimes played better than our starters at tackle. So, I mean, it could go either way, or a guy we pick up does get a lot of snaps, so he has to have at least kind of middle-of-the-road starter kind of abilities. He can't be like a backup kind of guy who's not really going to produce for us. Then we're going to the offensive side. A tackle, Donovan Smith, got a 3-year, $41.25 million deal with $27 million guaranteed. Left tackle Trent Brown got a 4-year, $66 million deal that was $36.75 million guaranteed. Left tackle Trey Flowers got a 4-year, $36 million deal, and that does not look good for us because we're in the market for a left tackle. I'm not sure if we're going to be getting a left tackle in free agency, or at least a left tackle that's going to be, you know, decent. It looks like that market's kind of cooked for us. I mean, if you want any kind of decent talent, you're going to have to pay big bucks, and these guys are getting paid. Looking at wide receiver, because you know Coach Rivera said he wants to find protection for Cam and more weapons. Adam Humphries got a 4-year, $36 million deal. Jamison Crowder got a 3-year, $28.5 million deal with $17 million guaranteed. Devin Funchess. Remember Devin Funchess? I was talking to someone in the comments a few days ago talking about how middle-of-the-road receivers are getting around $8.5 million on their deals now because the receiver market is so inflated right now. There are guys making so much money that even the middle-of-the-road guys are getting picked up for a decent amount of change. Now, he'll probably end up making the 8.5 in this deal, but it is a 1-year deal, so it's not like the same kind of thing. I won't say I'm like right about that. But a 1-year, $13 million deal is still big, and Devin went to the Colts. There aren't very many better teams or better quarterbacks that a wide receiver would want to go to have his prove-it deal with than the Colts and Andrew Luck. The Colts, I think, have the most cap space of all the teams in the league. They have Andrew Luck, obviously. They have a good O-line for the first time in Luck's career. And they're going to probably get a star, big-name running back, which is going to open up the pass game a lot, too. Andrew Luck is going to make Devin Funchess look like Megatron. All Funch has to do is get maybe somewhere between 650, maybe 800, but really like 650 to 750 yards this season, and he will get the bag in 2020. This prove-it deal is the perfect situation for him. He is going to look like Megatron in this Colts offense. There is not a better situation in the league. Now, two of the names that I really wish we could have gotten here are running back Frank Gore, who signed a one-year, $2 million deal, and running back Carlos Hyde, who signed a one-year, $2.8 million deal. Both are kind of older guys. Both are guys who aren't looking for starter type of numbers for carries and whatnot. They're going to be spell kind of backs. Guys who are going to maybe take about 15 to 25% of the running workload from your starter guy. And that would be perfect for Christian McCaffrey, just so the team doesn't have to, work him to the ground again this season. We do not want to have a situation where we pummel Christian McCaffrey into the ground and squeeze all we can out of him and then end up doing what every other team does with their star running back and franchise tag, and then dump him when we're done with him. I do not want that to happen, and please believe me, there's not a single franchise in the NFL who is above that. Everyone thinks it's a family thing until it becomes a business thing, and business is business. This is how it is. Now for my top 5 free agents that I think the Panthers should target this year. Now keep in mind, the Panthers are an organization that pride themselves. They have a lot of pride in this. They don't do anything flashy in free agency. I mean, just think about it. We haven't done very many flashy things in free agency in a minute now, and I don't expect us to start now with not that much cap space to our names. So now that you're in that mind state, let's go with the list. Number 5, running back Turquoise. This man is only 29 years old, so he's not exactly young, but he's not really all that old either. He's played with both Atlanta and the Bucks, which should be kind of helpful, and he can fit into our scheme. He's a guy who can get you about, 300, maybe 350 yards on the ground, but he's also a pass-catching threat, which means that whether he's in with Christian McCaffrey in the backfield or by himself, the defense isn't going to be keyed in on, okay, he's only a pass-catching threat, or, okay, he's only a running threat. You can run the same exact offense with Turquoise, maybe not target him as much, but your options are still open, and the defense has to respect him in both the run and the pass. Number 4 should be a very familiar name to all of us. I'm talking about defensive tackle Kyle Love. This might be cheating a little bit, but he is set to hit free agency in a couple of days, and he had a really good year, and there are some teams who need a defensive tackle who will be looking at Kyle Love. This man stepped up this year in a lot of ways when, honestly, both KK and Dontari Poe weren't playing all that great. Kyle Love showed a lot of promise. I was actually very, very impressed. Now, these numbers don't speak to the kind of production he had, but I mean, 19 combined tackles, 1.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and a pass defended. He also had 2 fumbles recovered. If this man got starter level snaps, and he only started 2 of the 16 games he played in, he would have had starter level production, and there will be teams out there this year who'll be giving him a few looks and might actually throw him a big contract because there are guys on the defensive line in the trenches getting paid this offseason. If we can come to a deal with Kyle Love, I hope we can do it. But there will definitely be teams looking at Kyle, and he'll probably get some offers that he can't refuse. I hope we can bring him back because he really impressed me a few times, and it was very hard to impress any Panthers fan with that defense last year. I mean, you could count on both your hands maybe the actual very impressive plays from last year. That's how I feel about it. Kyle Love was really good when he came in, and his presence was actually felt. And it's not too often a backup defensive tackle, the third guy on the depth chart, impresses you. Number 3 on my list is free safety Deshaun Gibson. He played for the Jags just last year, and he had a pretty decent season. He started all 16 games. He had 54 tackles, 7 passes defended, 1 interception. He's already 28, and he's 5'11", but I like the way he plays, and I think that he could be a really good part of our team, and he fits our mold of signing guys who aren't really big blockbuster guys, not guys who are going to have a bunch of highlights every other week, but guys who won't be the reason you lose a game either. A guy who won't get burnt all too often, a guy who you can depend on, to be back there and hold down the fort. Now, he might get beat here and there, but he won't be consistently picked on by quarterbacks week in and week out. And that's the kind of guy we need when we're going against guys like Matt Ryan, Drew Brees, and even Jameis Winston. With Bruce Arians can get under his skin and make him a good quarterback, which I think he can. I think Jameis can be a good quarterback if he gets his consistency down and also his decision making. And having a guy like Deshaun Gibson could help us out a lot. And he probably won't be demanding all too much money on the market either. So it kind of fits our mold there as well with, being kind of stingy in free agency. Let's call it what it is. Number 2 on my list is a guy I've been talking about for a while. He'll get his own video coming up soon because I really do like this guy. George Iloka, a free safety. This man is 6'4", 225, built like a strong safety. This man is big. He is strong. I've seen highlights of him rip the ball out of Julio Jones's hand in the end zone on a high point catch. This man is a fighter. I cannot speak any more highly of George Iloka. I'm actually very, very high on him. Now, he did only start 3 of the 16 games last year. Only had 16 tackles, 1 forced fumble. He was playing in Minnesota, and Minnesota's defense, their whole team was kind of in a weird state last year. I don't want to judge him too harshly off last year because that was a really weird year for Minnesota. The Vikings were supposed to have a really good team. Everything imploded on them. It wasn't a great season for him. But he's had some really great years. 2017, he had 79 tackles. He had an interception, 5 passes defended. 2016, he had 7 passes defended, 73 tackles, 3 interceptions. He's had some really good years in his past. And you can't teach 6'4", 225. And my number one guy for free agency this year is Adrian Amos. I think everyone's been talking about him. I think he's a big name. He actually might not fall to us because he will probably be getting a lot of looks from other teams. He's 6 feet tall. He's 25. He's young. He's fast. He ran a 4.56 in the combine. Iloka ran a 4.6, so he's a little bit faster than him. Just last year, he had 73 tackles, 1 sack, 1 fumble recovery, 9 passes defended. This man is the real. Coming off of his rookie deal, he's going to get a lot of looks. Adrian Amos is a guy we should at least try to, think about spending a little bit of money, getting a little bit looser with the wallet. Open that wallet up just a little bit. Watch those cobwebs crack. He could be worth it in the long run. This man could be part of the future for our young defensive back core with James Bradbury, Dante Jackson, and Eric Reed isn't all that old himself. Those 4 in the secondary could really help us out. The secondary and coverage can help out the pass rush. Those 4 back there will definitely help us out in the pass rush. And once we get our line and our front 7 fixed up, and we have Thieves Ave and a crazy pass rush, come on now. You know what it's going to be. It's going to be 2015 over again, except this year, we'll have an explosive offense to go with our big playmaking defense, and we really can't go wrong with either Adrian Amos or George Iloka. I'm high on both these guys. Both will cost a little bit of money. Adrian will probably cost a little bit more, but I've talked long enough. What are your thoughts on my list? Would you rearrange these guys in any kind of way? Who are your top 5 guys you want to look for in free agency? Do you want to see us pick up a big blockbuster name? Or, keep it small and try to work toward the draft, pick up our guys for next year? There's pros and cons to both sides of it. I don't know what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comments below. And you already know what to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Being told y'all I been the man. Being told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.